Hearing none, I'll ask for an approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda is presented.
Second. I'll second it.
Motion from Rick, second from Mike. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Guest and open forum. Anyone here for guest and open forum? Chance to speak openly to us? Nope. All right, we'll move on to committee reports. Excel Advisory.
I can do Excel. We met not this last Friday, but the Friday before. Mainly information sharing. We talked a little bit about the IRP process that's coming up. Talked about the construction, the frontage road out there in front of Excel there. Those were the main two items of discussion.
Fire Board.
I got it. You know, really, it was quick. We just looked over everything. Everything looked good. Payment of the bills was great. We're good to go. It wasn't.
All right, Park and Rec.
We had a real good meeting, the flooring update. We're in full force putting all the flooring down. They say 2 to 3 weeks, but I think it's going to be done in, what do you think, Mike? Week and a half?
Week and a half.
It's going pretty good. Pickleball, we started that in the gym. It's in the mornings from 6 to 7:15. They're going to have the Christmas dinner this year. Black Friday special is a big deal up there. They want everybody to behave themselves. In the past years, everybody gets a little wild, I guess, for this deal, is what we're hearing.
What are they?
Mike?
Are they
Well,
fighting
they-
each other
they're
through the
every
door or
year.
what?
There's some people that camp out
Yeah.
to be the,
What?
because it's, well, the first 10.
So it's Rick. Can you keep everybody in line
I'm
while
going
you're
to be
there?
there.
Anyway, the first 10 get a special deal.
Discount.
Well, it's a big deal because last year they brought in $36,000 for
Wow.
that one day, so maybe you must have got there a little earlier. Breakfast with Santa, December 7th. Cooking with Mrs. Claus on the 14th. And then they're doing that Christmas meal on the 25th. They're doing the turkey jam this year. That's from 8:30 to 10. Bring in a food shelf item, and you can participate for free. Barktoberfest was a great event. They had 600 people out at the city park this year. Next year it'll be the first week in October. Let's see. And that was all. They're going to get their text messages for events started very soon.
That was all?
Well, so they
Yeah,
just,
that was the whole meeting.
You have a flyer that you wanted to show us.
Oh, shoot.
That's the big deal.
Yeah, this is the big thing in town. No lights on till December 1st. Be getting
Yeah.
fines if there's lights turned on before that.
Oh, you
Absolutely
won't.
not.
Oh, I was just kidding. So the second annual Holiday House Decorating Contest. You have to sign up no later than November 30th.
And the community remembrance tree is on December 1st.
First.
December 1st is the
6
tree
p.m.
lighting.
At the community center.
And,
mean,
and we are
at the-
requesting
Sorry,
that
Pebble Creek.
everybody that has their own lights do their lighting at the same time.
On the 1st.
They want to light the town up.
Yep, approximately 6:15. Turn them on.
You're
Put
going
the
to
ti-
be
you have a
at the
timer.
tree lighting.
Get the tree lighting. So I don't know what to do.
How many people last year did you have in this lighting?
Oh, this will be at the
I
Pebble
want to
Creek.
say 11. Does that sound right? 11 or 14?
That's all the houses that were in it? Just 11?
Yeah, it was the
Entrance.
first
It was
year.
first year.
First year. And then remember, there's daylight and then there's nighttime. Like,
Oh, there is.
you illuminate your home is one contest, and then the beautiful daylight, arrangements are another award.
And it was first year, so there was a lot of people that didn't enter.
Yeah, so hopefully we get a lot.
I'm sure there'll be a lot more this year.
Yeah, it was a great hit last year. People drove around to check them all out, so it was really nice.
And then the mayor picked up the winner.
Right.
That had to be your neighbor that won that, right? Is that the one that, wasn't that on the radio? The one that was,
I don't know about the radio, but he won the community favorite.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't you have a community favorite also?
Yep, the community favorite was judged. So you log on, you judge for your favorite house, and that was the community favorite. Yep.
that was it for community center.
That was a team effort. All right, any other committees? No? Public hearings. Public hearing for certification of grass mowing charges. Chris Listen.
Call
Good
it
evening,
to
Mayor
order.
and Council.
Oh, do you want to you want me to call the door before he introduces it? All right. We will go ahead and open the public hearing at 6:06.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So tonight we have an RCA and a resolution 1970 calling for the certification of the unpaid grass mowing charges from the summer. So to date, we have 3 properties that have not paid, that were issued their warning. They did not mow their property, and the city then did that for them, totaling $375. And those properties, if you like, are listed on Exhibit A, so you can see them if you like. If there's any questions, I can answer those.
Can you just, for folks that aren't familiar, just briefly describe the process we go through? We don't just show up with a mower one day. I mean, there's
Right, so
can you
we'll,
talk about that?
yep, so we have our grass and weed ordinance, and periodically through the summer, we'll go around, usually do about twice. If there's people that are not complying, then we will list them. Sarah, our admin support staff, will prepare a letter. The letter is sent out to them. It gives them 10 days to comply with the ordinance, and if they don't at that time, then we go back out and take care of the property and then assess them for those charges.
The other thing, do they still have time before this, if this all goes through and gets filed, before it gets filed to pay? Or does it automatically go on their tax roll?
30 days.
30 days, okay.
But that would be without, if they pay within the next 2 weeks, so they save themselves $50, so
Yes.
that's.
Yep.
Is anyone here for the public hearing on grass mowing? Seeing none, I'll ask council for any other questions. If not, I'll ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion, we close the public hearing?
I'll second that.
Motion from Mike, second from Troy. Any discussion on closing it? If not, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Public hearing closed at 6:08. Does the council have any further questions for Mr. Lisson? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Make a motion, we pass resolution 1970, grass mowing.
I'll second it.
Motion from Mike, second from Troy. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next public hearing for certification of delinquent utilities. Connie Robinson. I will, let's see, go ahead and open the public hearing at 6:08.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council. So on November 6th, City Council called for a public hearing on certifying the delinquent utility charges. Staff mailed out notices on October, I think on October 31st or November 1st. So notices were mailed out to those that are 60 days owing more than $50. And to date, as of Friday, we had an amount of $13,425.98 with 71 accounts outstanding. And so on Exhibit A, you will see the amounts and the properties that are listed. And so if there's any questions on that, I can certainly
A
answer
couple of them
those.
are pretty high. Did they have a water issue or something?
It could be from, summer,
We're
some
just
of
not
those
paying
could
their
be
bill all
summer.
summer.
Right, and we do 3 disconnects through the year, so we do try to keep up so we don't get those balances very high. But with watering, with the summer, some of those can get kind of high with the amount of irrigation that they may do.
But these ones that are really high, has any of them complained about their water bill being this high, so high?
We have not had any phone calls on that. And we do work with people on payment plans if they want to do a payment plan. So we do really try to work with people that call in and say, hey, I can't pay this whole amount. Can we do a payment plan? We are very, very good about working with people on that.
The water department also monitors high users each month.
That's why I was bringing that up. That was my next question, was the,
Especially, the new meters allow us to do that more easily, so we try to use that technology to help. If we see somebody that's abnormally high compared to the usual, Jared or Mike will call them and, system, there's some reason why it's so high to try to help them prevent this happening over and over before we get this big place.
Okay.
Any questions for Connie? Is anyone here for the public hearing in regards to delinquent utilities? No one? I'll ask council if they have anything further for Connie. Otherwise, I'll ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
I move to close the public hearing.
Second that.
Motion from Mike, second from Rick to close the public hearing. Any discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll close it at 6:11. If council has no more further questions, I'll ask for a motion.
Make a motion to adopt Resolution 1971, certifying delinquent utilities to the tax rolls.
Second that.
Motion from Rick, second from Troy. Any discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you, Connie.
Thank you.
Board, committee, and consultant reports. Supplemental letter of agreement with SEH for well number 7, site development. Mr. Knutson. Sorry,
Yeah,
Phil
Miss-
Knutson.
that's
How's
right.
that? Omar?
Mayor and Council, thank you. We come before you tonight as next steps for our continuing search and development of another well for the city. What we're looking at doing with SEH, they've got an over-encompassing agreement with us to do the engineering on this project, but some of the things as we get to the next phase that need specific call-out would be what we're taking action on tonight or asking for action on tonight would be the DNR permit, the wetland delineation, and the topographic survey to be done on the property pending successful closing. We were hoping we were closed on the property yesterday, but that was delayed until tomorrow. So any action taken tonight would only be the result of that property successfully closing in the near future, hopefully tomorrow.
You got to do a topographical survey for that?
Come on, Randy.
So the survey that's referenced is actually the County Road 24 ditch survey. So the raw water main, as you recall, connects to the existing system at County Road 67. So we got a little bit better than a mile to traverse to get over to the Olson property. So the topographic survey is more about County Road 24.
Oh, okay.
And then a small area of the Olson property where the test well, where the most promising test well was drilled in that southwest corner. So most of it's 24 right-of-way and a little portion of the Olson property.
Okay. I was thinking of 70 or 80 acres, whatever it was. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Not the whole property.
Continue on.
Again, it's hopefully with the land closing, we can push this forward because the water need in the community is pretty strong. So we'd like to keep it rolling if we can.
If there's no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Like a motion to authorize staff to sign the supplemental letter of agreement with SEH for the 2019 well number 7 site development preliminary design phase.
Ending closure.
Pending closing of the
I'll
project.
second that.
Motion from Rick, second from Mike. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Administrator and staff reports. Third quarter financials for 2019. Connie Robinson.
Thank you again. So you will see the third quarter financials. Budget and Finance met on October 22nd to look at the third quarter financials. You'll see that we are 75% of the way through the year with September 30th, and we are just below, overall, we're just below that 75% in our expenditures. And so right now, I'm just wanting to give you that information, and if you have any questions or concerns, you can ask me.
Does council have any questions for Connie? I feel like this is the second time we've looked at these, so thank you, Connie.
Kind of is,
for-
yes.
If there are no questions, I will excuse you, Ronnie, or Connie, thank you.
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Been called worse.
All right, we will go on to the waiver of statutory tort liability limits with you, Connie.
All right, so each year the city is required to make an election related to the statutory tort limits on our liability insurance. So we're back at where we're getting ready to do our renewal for property casualty. And so a city can elect to waive these limits. It doesn't, we opt to waive statutory limits. We have opted to not waive statutory limits in the past. The benefit of waiving these limits goes to the injured party. City doesn't benefit from that, and so it's kind of the same thing as in years past. City staff is recommending again to not waive the statutory tort limit, liability limits for the city of Becker. So right now, we just need a motion and a second to choose does not waive the monetary limits on municipal tort liability established by Minnesota statute section 466.04.
I will make a motion to choose to not waive the monetary limits on the municipal tort liability established by the Minnesota statute listed.
And I'll second that.
Motion from Rick, second from Mike. Any other questions? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Thank you, Connie.
Thank you.
State bonding funding, Marie Flipson.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So tonight before you is Resolution 1969, which authorizes the mayor and the city administrator to execute documents in order to receive the $3.3 million that the state awarded to us back in the last state bonding bill. So moving forward, the city would authorize this agreement, and then Sherburne County would also execute a joint powers agreement that allows us to work through them since we're not a state aid city. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Otherwise, motion would be appreciated.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 1969, authorizing the mayor and the city administrator to execute documents for state funding for the frontage road and utility project.
I'll second that.
Motion from Rick, second from Mike. Any other discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
Thank you.
Marie. All right, closed city council meeting for real estate negotiations with the city administrator. Would someone care to make a motion and read the suggested verbiage?
That we go into closed session as per Minnesota statute 13D.05 subdivision 3C section 1. I move to recess this meeting so that city council may meet in closed session to discuss the sale of parcel 60-477-042.
Motion from Rick, second from Mike. Any discussion? None? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We will go into closed session at 6:19. All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting back to order at 6:41. And Rick, will you give us a summary?
Summary of the closed session, council gave staff direction to move forward with negotiation on the listed property.
Thank you. All right, consent agenda. Oh, I'll take it. We have a hiring and termination report from the police department and Pebble Creek, as well as a hire for a seasonal at Public Works. And then a polling place designation for 2020.
Yeah, additions on there too.
Yep, I got them all right? Yep. All right. Just need a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second that.
Motion from Rick, second from Troy. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Payment of the bills.
Make a motion, we pay the bills?
Second.
Motion from Troy, second from Rick. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Does council have anything else for the betterment of Becker? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Second.
Motion from Rick, second from Mike to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion prevails. 6:42, we will close.